comes back. And you can go into three-dimensional. You can go, instead of just having two-dimensional photographs, you can have light fields that can capture holographic type of scenes. But everywhere you look, it seems to me, in a way, the problem would be the other way around, where how would you go to sleep at night and not, decide, because you can't wait to work on some of these projects. I don't see a shortage. In the back, yeah.
I want to continue the question on the undergraduate program. When you were here as an undergraduate, I'm sure there were not a lot of rules about what curriculum schedule you had to follow, exactly what a course was. So, and the students were given great freedom in the selection of courses and topics. Did you venture away from mathematics?
Yeah. Okay. So what? I was pretty much a machine that followed that just somebody else told me what to do. But the administrators at Case did an experiment at that time. I'm not sure how long it lasted, but they had something called the honor section for freshman year, so there were I don't know 20, 25 of us who had all our classes together. And they had the heads of departments teaching us, in each class, and that was before we had declared majors. Well, I guess so. I declared a physics major when I came, basically because I loved my high school physics teacher, and then I didn't know, and I switched into mathematics during my sophomore year. Kind of a funny story, but I didn't know what mathematicians did from what I saw in high school, and nor did I, but I had some idea what a physicist did, and one of the required classes for physics majors for sophomores was welding. And welding was terrifying for me. All this, I don't know how many watts, how much current amps were going through these rods that I'm holding, but I'm nearsighted and I can't see because I take my glasses off to put the goggles on for welding, and I'm tall, so the welding table is way down there. So I have these flames shooting out there and going on. I'm supposed to be doing something with the thing. And boy, I'm scared stiff, and at the end, the guy looks at my weld and he says, it's a good thing you didn't, bump it because it would fall off. So anyway, I realized I wasn't any good at physics. But on the other hand, my math teacher, Louis Green, I was really in freshman year I had. All the way through, I had wonderful teachers, but I believe it's fair to say that my chemistry teacher knew chemistry, but he didn't know any math or physics. My physics teacher knew physics and chemistry, and my math teacher knew math, physics, and chemistry. But I couldn't impress my math teacher. He was all gun for it. I would show him stuff, and he would say, "So what else is new?" So he just made me work, until I could get him to smile. So I started doing a bit more math. But then in my sophomore year, I had this great thing where Louis Green was famous because he had. I believe it's a true story that 1 or 2 years earlier he had failed the entire class. They all got F. I think they were civil engineers, but he didn't like civil engineers. I don't know. But he was a bit of a cranky guy. But he also was the person that taught a class that he made up himself. He wrote the textbook or his note. Called basic math or something like this. He would teach the sophomores, and I took his class. At the beginning of the class, he he set out a problem. He said, here's a problem that if any of you want to work on when you start part-time, if any of you solve this problem, I'll give you an A in this class. And so, of course, none of us looked at it, because everybody knew he wouldn't give us a problem that we could solve. So you know, life went on. But I was also in the band, and we had on one Saturday we were supposed to go up to Wayne State to play, you know, for a football game. It was during the winter. Anyway, I missed the bus. I got there just a few minutes too late, and so I had all day Saturday with nothing to do. And so I thought I'd take a look at this impossible problem that Lou Green had given us. And lo and behold, by the evening I had solved it. And so on Monday I presented him with my solution, and then he said, okay, it looks right, and he gives me an A. And so I cut class the rest of the quarter. Meanwhile, I'm taking welding and so on. So then I felt guilty at the next quarter, and I offered to be his grader. And so I you know, so I was Louis Green's grader for the second half of this class, and so I had to sit in on the lecture. And I learned that mathematics was a good subject for me, just for my peculiar. And we had about a dozen of us in math majors, and they had some seminars where we were allowed to look at historical. You know, I spent some time, I know, maybe as a junior, where I could look up some of Fermat's writings in Latin from the 17th century and word by word translate them and figure out what, you know, how he looked at mathematics in those days and so on. And, my math teachers gave me a really good foundation for sort of feeling that I was in control. But I could take my own classes. And that led to another story that I might as well tell. That is, I discovered, okay, I like extracurricular activities, and so I believe I was editor of the Case Tech, for example, and then I was co-editor of the ENS Review after it got started. So in order to have more time for these extracurricular activities, I wanted to take easier classes. And I found out that rather early on that it was easier to take graduate classes than undergraduate classes. Because at that time, in case I don't know what it is now, but at that time, the standards for getting in undergrads were pretty tough. You know, not that many people were accepted, but the graduate students didn't seem to be so hard. So there wasn't much competition. I go into a graduate class and all I have to do is sign my name on the exam and they give me an A. And so it was easy for me to take these so-called advanced classes, and then I could do my other activity. And but to my surprise, the faculty decided to award me a master's degree when I graduated.